So there is a huge part of healing that people hate talking about. And I get it because I hated it too. And I used to talk about this all the time here on the podcast, but it's been a minute. So I was like, okay, no, we got to bring this back. And this is the power of self-talk. Learning how to better talk to yourself matters in more reasons than you'd realize. Like, absolutely, stop talking down to yourself all the time, sure. Like, that's just not helpful and you deserve better. But also, learning how to change the way you talk to yourself, learning how to use self-talk to your advantage has multiple implications. Number one, your brain is healing. And every time you talk down to yourself, every time you beat yourself up, every time you repeat to yourself the same thing that the abuser said to you, you are solidifying those connections inside of your brain. You are telling your brain, that's right, I'm worthless. That's right, I deserved it. That's right, I should have just listened better. That's right, I should have just said yes. That's right, I shouldn't have fought back. Every time you agree with those things, every time you tell yourself that you're a bad mom, that you are a terrible partner, that you're a terrible person, those thoughts are being solidified inside of your brain. And every time you say them, your brain goes, yep, that's right, gotta make that stronger. Yep, that's right, this is a core belief. Yep, that's right, this is no longer a belief. This is a knowing. I know I'm worthless, and I know that I don't deserve better. So for our own brain and our own healing, we gotta get this together. And I've talked about in many episodes how important it is for us to get a handle on our brains and our healing for our kids' sake as moms, because our unhealed brains impact our kids. How we talk to ourselves impacts our kids. How we talk to ourselves in front of our kids is how our kids are gonna learn to talk to themselves. So this can be as simple as, oh my God, I'm so fat. God, my boobs are so saggy. Oh my God, my stomach, I hate it. You're teaching your kids to hate those parts about themselves. This really hit home for me when I started realizing that my son was talking about his body the same way I talked about mine. And I didn't even put the connection together until he said, but you say this about yourself all the time, Mom. Doesn't that mean it's bad? And it hit me how big of a problem this is, and how wrong this is, and how important it is for us to change this. But that also when we tell ourselves, God, I'm such an idiot. Man, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. God, you know what? That's right. I'm just so dumb. I'm just so worthless. I deserve that. I'm such a problem. We tell our kids that that's how they should talk to themselves. And that's not okay. How would you feel if your child talked to themselves the way that you talk to yourself? I don't know about you, but that would be heartbreaking. It would completely shatter me from the inside out, because I say horrible things to myself. And if my child's learning those things from me, then I am part of the problem. I am what's holding him back. I am teaching him to hate himself. But also, how we talk to ourselves impacts our parenting. Because if we believe, God, I'm such a bad mom, you're going to already go, all right, well, I'm a bad mom. I gotta act as if I'm a bad mom. I'm gonna try my best, but I've already decided I'm gonna fall short because I'm a bad mom. And so how you talk to yourself plays out in every area of life. You're not going to show up fully for your kid. You're not going to show up 100% and be there for him. You're not going to be everything that he needs because you already believe that you're so terrible that you're holding yourself back from that. You're holding him at arm's length going, nope, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I can't be the support that you need. I can't be the leader that you need. I can't do these things because I've already decided that I'm terrible. And that is what's going to impact your parenting. This is why self-talk matters so much. There's my soapbox moment on self-talk. This is why it is so important for us to get a handle on it. And this is the part that when I'm working with clients, whether it's one-on-one or in a group setting or I'm teaching a class, there's always resistance around this. Because our brains don't like it. Our brains don't like it when we stop bragging on ourselves because it's our comfortable, right? It's our comfortable and comfortable. This is our knowing. This is our comfort zone, is constantly crapping on ourselves. Because if you were crapped on as a child, and you were crapped on as a teenager, and then you were crapped on in an abusive relationship, and then you're crapped on by society, which society loves to do, especially to moms. Be crapping on yourself is comfort. It's comfortable. This is your brain's normal, and it's like, now we're not, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We like this. This is okay. This is safe. Because if we believe that we're worthless, we're not going to put ourselves out there and risk getting hurt by trying to be more than worthless. I want you to understand why this matters so much, because it's not like a woo-woo thing. This isn't like when the night you talk to yourself, the universe is going to open up and give that to you. Like, this is actual, you need to get a handle on your brain. If you want to be the mom that you want to be, if you want to be the mom that you talk about being, then you need to decide to be her. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying that this is magically going to get fixed overnight. I'm not saying that this is magically going to change things or fix things or that things are going to magically be better. But what I am saying is that you are going to have the awareness to begin to make changes. So that way, when you say, oh my God, I'm such an idiot, you can look at your kid and go, you know what? I shouldn't have said that because I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot, and you're not an idiot when you mess up, so therefore I'm not either. You can catch yourself. You can catch yourself and you start poking at your stomach and you're like, man, I hate my stomach. Man, I hate my double chin. God, I hate my saggy boobs. You can look at your daughter or your son and say, you know what? That's not okay. My body is wonderful. I'm learning how to love my body because my body's incredible for XYZ reasons, and so is yours. So I want you to understand why this matters so much. And so, okay, how do we get down to the root in this? How do we really dive in? How do we change it after we've experienced abuse? How do we change it when our brain's been impacted? What do we need to do? Because now we know that it matters. What do we do now? So first things first, you need to understand that your brain perceives reality based on how you communicate with it. So when you tell yourself that you are stupid, you're solidifying that belief, and it's going to see life. It's going to see your existence through the lens of I'm so stupid. And so in order to change that, we have to change how we talk. We have to change how we talk to ourselves. And you literally can rewire your brain and change the way that your brain functions based on how you talk to it. But I want to make this abundantly clear as a disclaimer. This is not a replacement for therapy. This is not a replacement for speaking with a professional. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. This is simply a foundation for you to start taking action on today. That is my goal with each episode, is just to give you something to take action on today. And that is exactly what you can do here when it comes to your self-talk. And so we're going to start by talking about one of my favorite things in the world, and that is affirmations. Now, before you click off, she's like, man, she said this wasn't going to be a woo-woo thing, and now she's throwing in the woo in here. I need you to really hear me, okay? An affirmation is nothing more than something that affirms a belief. So when you walk around saying, oh, I'm so stupid, that's an affirmation. You're affirming the belief that you're stupid. Oh my God, I'm such a bad mom. That's an affirmation. So it's not that right now you don't have daily affirmations or things you say consistently. You have them. They're just not conducive and they're not beneficial. So you already have your own affirmations. What I'm going to teach you here are 4 core affirmations, but I'm going to share a 5th one that I've started talking about over the last year or so that are going to help you begin to bust through your brain and your brain's bullshit. So there are 4 main affirmations. I am strong, I am capable, I am intelligent, and I am worthy. And there's also a 5th one that I've started sharing about more, which is I am enough as I am right now. These 4 are very strategic, and I got these 4 affirmations after working one-on-one coaching women. These are the 5 affirmations that cover just about every area of every woman's life that I've ever talked to. I'm not saying that these are a fix-it. I'm not saying that these are the only ones you're ever going to need, but these ones tend to fit the core needs of us women that are in healing, but particularly us mamas that are in healing. So I am strong. This one's pretty basic, right? I'm strong. It's pretty obvious. You know I am having you say this because right now you feel like you're weak. You feel weak. You feel like you can't figure it out. You just feel like you're incapable. You just feel completely pathetic. Because if you were really strong, you wouldn't have gotten abuse to begin with. Well, I'm here to tell you, one, that that's nonsense. Your brain is feeding you crap that's trying to get you to go back to the relationship. I talk about this more in Trauma Bonds. If you go to the link in the description, I will include some other episodes where I talk about trauma bonds. But it is so important for us to remind our brains on a consistent basis that we are strong. That we are strong enough to fight through the hard things. That we're strong enough to commit to healing. That we're strong enough to parent our kids, that we're strong enough to do what needs to be done. I am capable. This one comes from the fact that every woman I've ever worked with has felt not only weak, but just incapable. Like they're not able to figure it out. They have decided that they are already defeated. They're not capable of learning what needs to be done. They're not capable of changing their mindset. They're not capable of changing and healing. They're not capable of doing the things that I'm telling you. Well, one, I'm here to tell you that again, that's nonsense. One, it's empowerment, but two, it also forces you to take personal responsibility because you are capable. You are capable of doing the exact things that you need to do to heal. And you can do it. You have the capabilities in you. You just have to act on it. I am intelligent. I have not talked to a single woman, especially women in recovery, that refer to themselves as smart. They all think they're stupid. Because if they were smart, they wouldn't have gotten abused. If they were smart, they wouldn't need coaching. If they were smart, they wouldn't need this, da, da, da. Well, one, if you need help, that proves your intelligence. If you're reaching out for help, that proves that you know enough that you can't do it all. That's pretty friggin' intelligent. But also, too, you have to know that you are smart enough. You are intelligent enough. You're more than intelligent enough to be a good mom and to heal and to figure things out when they get hard and to lean into your capabilities and to trust your intuition and to do all of these things that I talk about. You are smart enough to figure it out. Absolutely 110%. This last one is the one that tends to cause problems. This last one is the one that has the most resistance to it every single time. This one, as you work through it, you'll probably feel emotions. There are women that I've worked with that couldn't even get the word out. There are women that I've worked with that would say it and then they would take it back and they'd come up with reasons why it didn't apply to them. Or they would say it and then they would immediately feel like a fraud and they would just break down. And that is, I am worthy. Because here's the truth. You are worthy. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of healing. You're worthy of the life that you've decided you don't deserve. You're worthy of the dreams that you decide that you'll never reach. You're worthy of the goals you've already decided you'll never achieve. You're worthy of love and respect from your kids, even though you've already decided that you failed them. You are worthy of all of these things. You are worthy of every single thing that you dream of in life. It's already yours. And here's the other part of this. You will never be more worthy than you are right now. You are not more worthy 10 years ago. You are not more worthy before the abuse. You are not more worthy when you are financially stable. You are not more worthy when you went to school. You are not more worthy when you had nicer clothes. You're just as worthy then as you are right now. And you're just as worthy, you'll be just as worthy 10 years from now in the perfect situation, in the life that you dream of, as you are this very second. This is not arguable. It's fact. It's decided. It's done. Whether you believe me or not, I don't care. It's fact. You are worthy. That's why the fourth affirmation and the former final affirmation was I am worthy. The last one I started sharing a lot is I am enough as I am right now. This one comes up because usually, and like I said with every single one of these, I'm not strong enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not capable enough. I'm not worthy enough, right? We're just moms. But we're not good enough. We're not strong enough. We're not pretty enough. We're not promiscuous enough. We're not prudish enough. We are not enough. There's always enough. Like, we're always feeling lacking. And the truth is that you are enough. Period. End of story. You are. And so these 5 affirmations, I am strong, I am capable, I am intelligent, I am worthy, and I am enough. These 5 things hit on just about every obstacle you're going to come up against. And I want you to have these in your arsenal for when your brain starts being an asshole. And your brain starts arguing, and your brain starts telling you all the ways that you deserved it. Your brain starts telling you all the ways how you don't deserve love. How your brain starts telling you all the ways that you are utter and absolute trash. You're going to have these in your arsenal to fight back. So the next part is the exercise. So you have the affirmations and you're going to say them, and like, that's cool, but there's an actual process that I want you to follow. And I want you to do this process every single time you go to the bathroom. Or I guess every single time you look in the mirror. So if you sit and you do your makeup in the morning, I want you to do these if you're in front of a mirror. If there's like a full body mirror in your bedroom, or if you are at work, I want you to do this. And so one, I want you to look in the mirror as you're saying these. I want you to look yourself in the eyes and repeat the affirmation. This is incredibly important because one, I want you to see yourself saying it. Because right now your brain feels very disconnected from your body. And seeing that you're the one saying these words is going to make it easier for your brain to kind of process the information. But not only that, there is so much power in the fact that you are saying this to yourself. I'm not saying it to you. Your partner's not saying it to you. Your kids aren't saying it to you. You are saying it to you because you have the capability to validate yourself. And right now your brain doesn't believe that. And by looking yourself in the eyes, in the mirror, and saying it out loud, you are doing so many things, but especially you're telling your brain that you are allowed to do this even when it doesn't want you to. But this is also incredibly powerful because when you say it out loud, it hits your brain in 4 different ways. And what matters right now is repetition and getting it inside of your brain until it becomes normal. So number 1 is when you say it, your brain has to actually think those words. That seems basic, but bear with me. Your brain has to think the words, I am strong. And then it has to tell your mouth, which is another connection, to say those words. It has to take this thought and formulate the words, I am strong, and then it has to send it to your mouth. And then it has to say it. And then when you say it out loud, your ears hear you saying it. And so by saying it out loud, you are connected to your ears and your brain is also taking in that information. So it's outputting the information and then it's inputting the information. So it has to hear the words that are coming out of your mouth. And then once it's already inside of your ears, your brain then has to process, what do these noises mean? What do these sounds mean? What's happening with this? What's going on? And then it has to think through and process it. So that's 4 ways that your brain is processing through this information. That's 4 ways that your brain is taking this in. So if you're getting 4 connections every time you're saying this, and then on top of that, you're saying it 2, 3, 5, 10 times a day, you're hitting your brain so much that it has no choice but to begin to internalize it. And here's the deal. It doesn't need to take you 30 years. This isn't a thing where you have to spend an hour in the bathroom. It could be you go pee, you wash your hands, and you look yourself in the eye, and you say your 4 or 5 affirmations. So I don't want you telling me you don't have time, because you do. I don't want you saying that you can't make it work, because you can. You can do this. And if you do nothing else, this right here is going to dramatically shift not only your brain, but also everything that's impacted by your brain. It's going to impact your relationship with your kids. It's going to impact your relationship with your spouse. It's going to impact your relationships at work. Because what's going to happen is that this is going to take time. This is not a magic bullet fix. This is not something that's going to be taken care of in the matter of a week or a month or even a year. But here is the deal. If you do this and if you are consistent with this, you're one day going to wake up and realize, I don't hate myself. You're going to go through life and it's going to hit you and you're going to go, oh no, I'm strong enough to figure it out. You're going to wake up one day and realize, no, I'm strong enough to carry it. And you're going to go, what? Where did that come from? What is happening right now? Where did all of the, and you're going to realize, oh my God, somewhere along the line, I stopped hating myself. Somewhere along the line, I started caring about myself. Somewhere along the line, I started believing these things. And that is where the magic happens. But you've got to be consistent and you have to keep doing it even when you don't want to. Because let me tell you, your brain's going to throw a fit. Your brain's going to be pissed. It doesn't want to hear these things because it doesn't believe it. And that's fine. You don't have to believe it. I want you to do it anyway. I want you to do it on the bad days. On the days where you have to like lock yourself in the bathroom because you're just like, I can't handle kids. I want you to say it. On those days where it's the worst co-parenting day and you're about to lose your mind, I want you to say it. I want you to get used to saying these things when things are easy and when things are really freaking hard. Because that's what's going to make this your brain's go-to. Right now, your brain's go-to is I suck and I'm a bad mom and I'm terrible and it might even be I don't deserve to live. That's your brain's default. So do you think that we can fix this overnight? No. If you're going to fix that default, you gotta shift it dramatically to the other side and start saying it consistently. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm literally teaching this. And it's been a minute since I've done my affirmations in the bathroom. But I'm telling you, that changes today. I'm going to go back to saying my affirmations every day. I'm going to go back to really, journaling on these things. I'm going to commit to myself again because I know this works. Because this is the only thing I did for such a long time. And it's the thing that pulled me out of a very deep, dark, almost life-ending depression. And I, again, am not saying that it's easy, and depression is not as easy as fixing a few words. Your girl is still very depressed, but it pulled me out of that episode long enough to know, okay, actually, I do have a lot to live for, and I want to be here for my son, and I want to give him these opportunities. And the best thing that you can do as well, as a mom, is to start saying this in front of your kids. Something I did with my son when he was young is we had a poster board, and I wrote the 4 affirmations. I actually wrote out all 5 for him. The 5 affirmations, and we'd say them every single night before we went to bed. That's all we did. Sometimes we'd say them in the morning, and sometimes we'd say them during the day, but I let him see me say them to myself, and then he would say them together every night, just to become a part of his routine. And that genuinely, that helped him so much. That helped his self-esteem and anxiety so much, because he was like, all right, no, I can figure this out. I am strong enough. I am smart enough. You want to make them fit to where it fits your kids. So like intelligent was a word that my child didn't really understand. So we just used smart. He said I'm smart because he understood that. He didn't quite understand what capable meant. So we had to go through and I had to like teach him what it meant. Or like I would change it to like, I am able to figure it out, whatever it is, right? Like there's so many ways you can adjust this, but I want to excuse proof this for you because I want you to take the time to implement this like today, like not yesterday. I want you to take time to implement this today, not next week, not tomorrow when the kids get up, not when they get back from their dads, not when the next perfect moment that you've decided is going to be so great. I want you to start this right now. Like, I want you to get up and walk into the bathroom right now and say your 5 affirmations. I am strong. I am capable. I am intelligent. I am worthy. I am enough. Say them out loud. If you commit to this, and you commit to the journey, and you commit to doing it even when things get hard, if you commit to doing it even when you want to quit, if you commit to doing it even when you forgot to do it for a couple of days, this will change your life. And it's genuinely changing your brain. So don't skip out on this. You've got this, mama.